Hey guys, it's me again. I'm going to do another couple of videos tonight. This one in particular, I'm going to talk about. I had a viewer actually send me a question in regards to selling on eBay. Um, and it was a question about selling food products or a product that you make. If you have a small business or a cottage kitchen or some type of commercial kitchen setup. And the question was really about whether there was certain or any specific type of documentation that eBay requests or needs to have on file to sell through their platform a food product. The answer is no, no, not to my knowledge. I've been selling on eBay. Actually, I started my business on eBay about 6, 7 years ago, selling baked goods, cookies, candies, and food products that I was making, but eBay did not have a specified or specific documentation that they requested. But on that note, even though they didn't request it, what I would recommend if you are just starting, utilizing a platform, and I did a couple videos on this before, if you're just starting out, utilizing a eBay and Etsy kind of a platform would be the best way to go. Etsy also does not require some specific documentation, but to kind of cover yourself, if you're starting it out and you're in your home and you're in the kitchen doing it, try it for a few months. What I had done is I had started on eBay, working out of the kitchen of our home, and I was selling just a few items, some hard candies and some brittle and cookies and some cakes and things. Um, and it was a few months, several months into it, I could see that it was something that I could build on, and it would be something that I could grow into a larger business, into something more of a profession, and into what I have now, and then open a commercial kitchen and so on. But to start out with, it didn't really specify it. When you do make a listing on eBay, though, and it is a food-related product, there is, I think it's the second or third page as you go through and you finalize the listing. They're going to have a little warning on there that you are creating a listing for a food product. Make sure it's labeled properly. I did do a short video on product labeling. What you want to really follow through with is your allergen warning. You want to have a label that has the allergen warning on it, which basically covers the sense of that your product is made in a facility or processed or handmade in a facility that handles nuts, wheat, soy, eggs, dairy, tree nuts, that type of thing. And again, I have a video, it's on the list of my videos. It goes into a little more detail about that specific information. Um, but by doing that, and then also an ingredient listing, or you put an ingredient listing in your eBay listing, when you're selling the product, you can put that on there as well. Let's just say it was cookies. Make sure that you would put in the listing ingredients are milk, flour, sugar, etc., etc. And then also you can put your disclaimer. You can put that legal disclaimer and the allergen disclaimer to kind of cover your own, cover your tush, to make sure that you're kind of covering yourself. But I would say if you're into this business, this type of business, and you're making a food product for people to consume, and you are on an eBay or an Etsy, and you're 8, 9 months into it, a few months into it, and you see that you're selling, your business is growing, people are requesting special orders, custom orders, your orders are getting larger, then you want to take that next step, and you definitely want to go the direction of incorporating yourself, getting the proper business licenses, checking your area where you live, your town and your city and your state, about cottage kitchen rules and regulations, cottage kitchen laws. Look into that. I'm actually going to do a video. I have some resources here that I've kind of educated myself with, that includes every state. It's got a 50-state list of cottage kitchen rules and regulations. So if you're starting out, if you're not going into a commercial facility and you're not getting in some type of food sales licensing, but you're doing something on a small scale, those videos are going to be very informative, and they're going to be actually about each individual state. I've got a slew of resources available to me that I go into, and I will do a video specifically on every state. And hopefully you can find the state that you're in. Check that video out. Don't let that be the only resource, though. for what you need to know about cottage kitchen laws. I will give you some resources in that video that will help you go to your state's specific laws and regulations. They change and they fluctuate, and they go not necessarily every year, but every 3 or 4 years there's some type of legislation, regulation that gets revamped, and you might want to check that out just to be sure. But it'll be a great starting point, a great stepping stone to understand how cottage kitchens work. And it's not exactly glamorous and exciting on learning some of this stuff as far as the legalities of opening it, but it is something that you should know if you are going to do it, and you need to know, because then taking the next step by getting licenses and getting inspections and what the FDA expects, what the USDA expects, those videos would be very helpful. So back to what I was saying before, if you are looking to get back onto a platform and sell, more power to you. Don't hesitate to do it, and don't hesitate to at least try. There's a lot of the niche. How should I say this? We sell a product to a fresh market, which is in our area here, which is like a Whole Foods retail store. And every time we go to one of those stores, the how do I say it? The market for specialty, gourmet, and niche products is astronomical. It's in the hundreds of millions of dollars a year annually, just in the U.S. alone. And when you get on an eBay, or if you get on Etsy and you're on Amazon, you have an opportunity to reach the world, to be honest with you. And it could take your small brand to the stratosphere. If it's packaged right, if you market it, you follow some of the tips that I gave about social media and promoting. I'm actually going to do a video tonight about not getting into a distributor, a middleman, when you're first starting out, and I can give you several reasons why that's not a good idea when you're very small. But yes, these platforms don't necessarily ask for that. When you get to Amazon, if you want to do that, and we have about 300 to 400 items, I think it is, on there now. When you get to Amazon, it's a totally different beast. It's totally different. You have to show documentation for incorporations, show your business information, as well as all of the documentation you need to do it. But jumping through those hoops will make you a lot of money. You will sell a lot of your product, and you will literally be overwhelmed. I should have probably I've adjusted to it now because we've actually been on Amazon for about a year or so. There's still a lot more that I need to learn, but what we've done in business on Amazon is far more than what I had actually anticipated, which is a good thing to have, and it's a good problem, I guess you want to say, to have. But we've been able to manage filling the orders. To put it in perspective, last year was our first full year on Amazon, which was it was a good year considering we were just starting out, and as we began to sell more and more, going into January of this year, 2016, the first 6 months of this year, we have already done the same amount of business we did the entire year last year. And again, I don't throw statistics out to brag. I'm probably the least guy you'll ever find that has an ego about tooting my own horn. I only say this because if you have a product and you've got stuff that you produce that's unique, and it's a food product, it could be a niche little product, you could do the same thing. I try to give a lot of tips and pointers of what I've learned about doing this online here. But of course, my tips don't mean nothing, of course, unless you do it, or if you follow through with what I'm trying to advise you or give you tips on. The information I give you is useless unless you actually use it. So, but anyways, back to what I was saying is that Amazon has taken our business to a whole nother level beyond what I've actually thought about it doing. So this year alone, it's been fantastic, and we've got 6 more months, and going into the fourth quarter, towards the holidays, it's going to be amazing. So something to look forward to. I do hope this video helps you. Again, if you are looking to sell on those platforms, you don't necessarily need to have that information. They haven't requested that from me, and I don't see that anywhere on the listings when we create listings. But definitely down the road, if you're getting further into this type of business, you want to get that information. You want to get the licenses. Make sure you're following all the rules and regulations. That way, you're really covering yourself. So I hope that helps out. I'm going to do a couple more videos tonight, and then I will introduce our new schedule that I want to start doing videos every day. That will be each day will have a specific topic of information. Thanks, guys. Hey, if you like our videos, do give us a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, subscribe. I've got a lot of wonderful marketing tips online, and I've got a lot of stories and tips and stuff to share with you. And hopefully it helps you grow your business. Thanks, guys.